When you think of design, Italian design, you have to think of Vespa. We are actually just outside of Pisa at the Vespa Museum, where we're going to get to see not just what Vespa does, but also the Piaggio Group. Let's get in and go meet Marco. Marco, it is so great to meet you, and amazing museum that you have here at Piaggio and the Vespa Museum itself. So most of us don't know the deep, amazing history of Piaggio Group and Vespa. Where did it come from? Especially the love of design and engineering, and it seems like it has a deep history.
You have to think that 75 years ago, when Vespa was born, the Second World War was finished and someone had to reinvent the mobility using what existed at the time. And the technology Piaggio had was the technology coming from airplanes and helicopters. And thanks to the genius of Corradino d'Ascanio, Vespa 75 years ago was born here in Pontedera. He rethink the concept of the two-wheeler.
You have to tell us more, because I'm fascinated how he took his passion for airplanes and, they almost have this aerodynamic feel like an airplane, especially the early models. What was the design process like and how it still continues today?
The secret of the Vespa was designing the vehicle around the rider. The first science he does, it is related to the human shape before the vehicle. This shape, more or less, is like the shape of a chair. And when you enter in the Vespa, it is very easy. The easiness was one of the goals of Corradino d'Ascanio.
Looking at it as a designer, one of the few companies so early on in the 1950s thinking about the user experience.
Riding a Vespa, it is an experience. Inside Vespa, there is innovations, creativity, and you can feel.
That's what I've always loved about Vespa. It's not just a scooter, it looks like a rolling piece of artwork. From the color to some of the aerodynamic qualities, how important from the beginning was something that was beautiful, not just functional?
Forms have to follow functions. And Vespa is a very, very strong example of that.
Oh, most definitely. One of the things that I love about this museum is that you see the timeline of the designs, but also how forward-thinking Vespa and Piaggio was about even down to how they would use advertisements. So I had no idea, when you could sit in it like a chair, really focused on female riders. It seems like they were always kind of thinking and pushing design forward.
As a designer, we have to walk on a line very thin. You are between innovation and tradition. As a designer, it's a great responsibility. Working on Vespa, you are working on an icon. Vespa represents Italian style. Vespa is a global brand. You have to change without changing.
Right.
Yes, you have to evolve enough, but not too much.
Even down, when you mentioned the seats, it's something you don't notice until you see so many examples in one place of how even just down to the way the seat is designed.
Looking at this seat, to me, very simple, very minimal.
Right.
You can understand how it works. Springs, leather, very simple. But Vespa is able to adapt itself to the changing of the customers.
So since we're here, we're definitely super interested in investigating what it is about the culture and about Italian design, whether it be from clothing to cars to Vespas.
Vespa was born in Italy, and we are very lucky because Italy probably is a unique combination of many things. We have the history, architecture, we have the sun, we have the food, we have the colors, we have so many inspirations. As a designer, I'm very curious about what is happening around us. To me, we can find creativity all over.
Thanks for giving me just a little insight into, well, the history, and not just that, but hopefully people can have an even deeper appreciation for why they love the way that it's designed and kind of where that comes from and how it continues even today. People have to come see this museum. It is amazing. If you are passionate about design and Vespa, you need to come here. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.